Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to learn about modals. Modal verbs are different from other verbs. Verbs show state or action, but these modals play a different role in a sentence. They are also known as, we can say, auxiliary verbs or helping verbs. Why they are also known as auxiliary verbs or helping verbs? Because what auxiliary really means providing supplementary or additional help and support. It provides supplementary or additional help and support to a sentence, right? We have different kinds of models like can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might. Right, we have different models like etc, like can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, etc. We use all of them differently in a different sentence. We have certain rules for using these models. For example, when we use a model, after a modal verb, the root form, when we use modulus after a modal verb, the root form of after a modal verb, the root form of a verb is generally used. They add meaning to the main verb in a sentence by expressing possibility, ability, permission, or obligation. Right? We have some characteristics of modulus. These characteristics of modulus are as follows. Number one, they do not change their form. We cannot add words like s, es to the modal, or they do not have infinitive or participle. They are used for expressing certainty, possibility, willingness, obligation, necessity, ability. Right? Now, we will learn some rules how to use these modulus. It's a vast topic. It may take time. Let me try to explain it to you very briefly and try to make you easily understand how to use these modulus, right? Okay. Our first model that we commonly use is shall and will. Shall and will. Shall, traditionally we use shall with first person singular, like I and we, to form the future. We use shall with the first person singular like I and we to form the future tense. For example, I shall go. We shall play. Right? I shall eat. We shall pay. Right? These are sentences. I and we, they are first person singular, first one singular and plural. Sorry, I have forgotten here one thing. I is singular, first person. We use it with I. I is first person singular, and we is its plural, first person plural. We use shall with first person singular and first person plural. Right? It is less stressed than will. But we should remember one thing, that is, when something is certain, we need to use will. When we have severity, when something is certain in future, that time we have to use will with first person, I and we can use their will with I and we as well. Right? Now now we how to use will. Will is unlike shall. It is most commonly used when we have certain of things, because it is what is expected. Right? Will is commonly used when we are certain of something, because it is what we expect. Use of will. We use will generally used for: number one, affirmative and negative sentence, that we know as assertive or declarative sentence. We use will for affirmative and negative, that we know as assertive or declarative sentence. Right? We use it for request, for with second and third person to form future sentence. For example, you, third person pronouns. Sorry, we use it with second and third person pronouns and nouns. You, she, he, it, they, etc. Another use, when to use it: making predictions. Suppose if someone predicts of tomorrow that there about rain, we can use there it will be rain tomorrow. Right? Making predictions, conditional sentences. We use it with intentions and decisions, right? We have certain rules. We use it differently for making predictions, conditional sentence, intentional decisions, willingness, promise, request, and invitations, commands, right? Let me quote here some examples. For example, we always use this will model verb with the second and third person. We use it for requests. Will you help me? Right here, I want to tell you that here I can use will with first person I. I will help you. We always use shall with first person I and I and we. But why I have used here he will when it is I first person? It is because here it is certain. When we are certain about something, we use their will rather than shall, right? Okay. Promise. I promise you that I will come. Here inside sentence when it shows promise, we need not first, second, and or third person, right? Request, invitation. Will you come, please? Right? Commands. You will go. Right? Willingness. I am willing to accept your offer letter. Right? I am willing to work for you. I am willing to help you. Right? Inshallah, in next lecture we will learn. We will discuss other forms of these models. Right? Like can, could, will, can, could, must, will, would, should, right, etc. Hope you would have understood it. Thank you. Have a nice day.